Just because I talk about money doesn't make me a bad person. I mean, I like to have the finer things in life. Money don't make me, I make money.
Floyd Mayweather just broke his silence, and it wasn't pretty. After weeks of whispers, viral rumors, and leaked clips showing him packing up his things and dipping from his Manhattan mega mansion, we finally got his first public statement. But instead of clearing the air, Floyd went on a full-blown emotional roller coaster. Denial, rage, excuses, all of it.
I killed you, motherfucker. You crazy? I'm the fucking nigga you play with. I don't play no motherfucking games. I'll fuck you up, motherfucker. Fuck you up. I don't play no motherfucking games.
This is the same man who once said he'd never go broke because his money makes money in his sleep. The same guy who flexed nine-figure watches, bragged about $1.4 billion in fight earnings. Now, he's snapping at reporters, dodging questions, and trying to justify the unjustifiable.
I didn't understand because when I signed my deal, I was only a teenager. When a teenager getting that type of money, you're a kid. You don't know no better. So with age, I grew and understood the business part. And once I say I'm no longer going to be just an athlete, I'm going to be a businessman. See, a lot of the fighters right now in boxing, they're just fighters. Right. I'm a businessman.
So let's start with Floyd's exact words. After TMZ caught him leaving his mansion with a team of movers and a suspiciously quiet entourage, a reporter yelled out, "Floyd, is it true you're broke?" And Floyd, visibly irritated, jaw clenched, eyes locked, turned around and snapped, "Broke? Me? Man, y'all crazy. I got assets, I got buildings, I got watches that cost more than your house." That right there sums up the entire problem.
I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather. Everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money.
It's interesting. I know that Floyd is still getting in there as recently as this weekend because he needed the money.
Floyd's still trying to talk his way out of a financial black hole with the same recycled lines. But behind the scenes, it's a different story. Because according to sources close to the money team, this isn't just a bad month. This is a full-blown collapse.
Floyd's broke. You gotta understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
I believe that Floyd Mayweather has gone completely broke. And not just broke, but millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I know it sounds crazy to some of you out there, but trust me, I have legitimate proof.
The lavish lifestyle? Done. The private jets? Grounded? And that $402 million Manhattan real estate flex? It's now under investigation. Let's talk about the move that may have finally broken Floyd's bank. The infamous $402 million purchase of 62 buildings in New York City.
I love bringing people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City.
He claimed the buildings would generate millions per month in rent and promised this was just the beginning. But here's what actually happened.
Ever. All right. Now, Floyd Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties. And it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Here is what Floyd Mayweather had said at the time on a video that he posted on his Instagram.
I love bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me. Guess what? You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So, according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares.
The expose doesn't end here. A former Money Team accountant spoke out saying,
Mayweather has publicly claimed to purchase 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, aiming to enhance affordable housing in the area. While these claims have been widely reported, the exact details and confirmation of ownership are still subject.
The guy laid out all the red flags: shady crypto investments, sketchy advisors in Dubai, and IRS liens stacking up since 2021.
You won't believe this. Floyd Mayweather is back in the NFT space to launch his metaverse called Mayweather. There will be 5,000 NFTs with different utility, rarity levels, and rewards. But this NFT project is after a series of NFT and crypto scams he's started and promoted throughout the years. Some abandoned projects are Centra ICO, Ethereum Max, Floyd NFT, Bored Bunny, scamming his supporters for over more than $5 million. What do you think? Follow for more NFT news.
Turns out, those spreadsheets were telling the truth. In 2023 alone, Floyd lost $94 million in a failed Dubai real estate coin. Combine that with luxury taxes, private jet bills, lawsuits, and exhibition fight expenses, and suddenly that billion-dollar empire ain't so bulletproof. Tank even exposed Floyd, saying that Floyd was being detained in Dubai because he owed debt to high-profile people there.
Speechless if this is true, but Floyd Mayweather supposedly is held hostage in Dubai. Vontae Davis suggested this, who I believe is signed under Floyd Mayweather. Then Floyd responded back of posting a video of Tank dancing on his IG, saying, "We always knew he had sugar in the tank." Like, actually, that's insane posting this online. I'm not even kidding. And then Tank went on his IG story to say this.
Yo, them people over in Dubai that money. Tell them to get on live right now. And you old people in Saudi Arabia.
And Floyd responded back saying he should fight Shakur instead. I have no clue what is going on with this beef, but they're basically saying that Floyd Mayweather is broke and owes people money and he's hiding in Dubai. I'm actually speechless if any of that is remotely true, but I kind of can see that coming. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Logan Paul and Jake Paul, like 2 years ago, said that Floyd is actually broke. And low-key might be true, but we'll see what happens.
After days of chaos, Floyd Mayweather finally agreed to sit down for a real interview, and it did not go well.
Have to go out there and talk about the rates that we're doing. We're doing 4 million. We're doing 5 million. So we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah,
3 million was great.
That's fair.
No, boxing rates. I think
No,
you
that's
guys
fair.
rate. I'm not
Okay,
denying
but
that. I'm just saying.
You
I'm
guys,
just saying that.
you guys are not going to take nothing away from us.
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to. We have you on, and we're happy to have you on, and we're happy to talk to Tank Davis.
He showed up on ESPN to talk with none other than Stephen A. Smith, probably thinking he could spin the narrative back in his favor. But instead, Stephen A. came prepared with receipts. And what followed was one of the most uncomfortable interviews of Floyd's entire career.
And I thought long and hard about this over the last few hours because I had no intentions, Molly, of talking about this at all. I clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it.
Floyd? Not to mention, Smith didn't hesitate and called Floyd broke. Now that takes a lot of guts considering you're calling out a guy who made a living out of knocking people out. And Stephen A. didn't stop here. He even went on Jake Paul's podcast. Yep, a guy Floyd clearly doesn't like. And take a look at what he had to say about Money Mayweather. I mean, it makes sense for Smith to call Floyd out now. Don't forget, back when Smith got a tour of Floyd's mansion, he knew this lifestyle was too luxury for a boxer. He had his doubts since the beginning. And let's be honest, this whole thing didn't start with real estate. It started with Floyd's first signs of financial stress. And a little name you might remember, Logan Paul.
Floyd Mayweather, you punch-drunk idiot. Read my lips. Oh, wait, you can't. Where's my money, bitch? Floyd never paid me for our fight. Who am I, the IRS? You can't dodge taxes like you do punches, dummy. Floyd, how can you call yourself the GOAT?
After their 2021 exhibition, Logan went public, saying Floyd owed him millions. He even sued Mayweather's camp for unpaid fight revenue.
Because I see a lot of people, people always bring up the fighter pay with the UFC, but isn't Logan complaining right now that he didn't get his checks from Floyd? Is that like a boxing issue versus
you don't
a boxing thing?
You don't ever hear that coming out.
To this day,
you hear a guy going,
now.
I want to make $30 million, I didn't get paid enough. You don't ever hear guys going, yeah, they didn't pay me yet, ever.
Is that like a boxing issue?
Well, here's what happens when you go in and you do these fights, and you make them. And Hunter, correct me if I'm wrong. You do these fights that are exhibitions or whatever. The commission isn't overseeing it. So let's say I did a fight with Mike. I got Mike fighting, Francis or something. The athletic commission gets the money up front, so they pay the fighters. They don't have to wait for. That was the big problem in the past, is that these boxing promoters would come in and they wouldn't make as much money as they thought they were going to do, so they would stiff the fighters and not pay the guys. And that's why these regulations are in place in these different states.
Let's not forget Floyd's infamous run of embarrassing exhibition fights.
Okay, Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real show that left the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. Floyd, I'm rooting for you. Come on, let's turn it around.
After retiring undefeated, Floyd basically turned into a walking pay-per-view ATM. But instead of facing real fighters, he started booking fights against YouTubers, influencers, and reality stars. Logan Paul, Deji, John Gotti III, even random guys from TikTok.
In terms of Floyd, right?
Okay.
So you get off the phone,
yeah.
You've agreed to fight Floyd,
yeah.
But then you have to sit there and go, holy shit. So who do you tell first? What are you thinking at that point? Do you ring someone or what are you doing?
First person I told was Shane. So before I even signed anything, I called Shane and I was telling him I'm scared. And then Shane's just like, sign it. Just sign it. Stop being a pussy.
It became so clear that Floyd wasn't fighting for legacy. He was fighting to pay off debts. These fights were quick cash grabs, and most of the time, his opponents never even got paid.
Are you holding other fighters accountable, like Floyd, for example? I mean, Floyd doesn't even know his opponent's name, so are you holding him accountable to that? Floyd should still be fighting people that, he at least people that know that his opponent's name and stuff. Are you saying the same thing?
Hold
Hold on. A couple things. Number one, last time I checked, Floyd retired. These are exhibitions that he had, but I don't even count these. Floyd will tell you that himself. When Floyd, I didn't count Conor McGregor as a boxing match. That was a damn exhibition. I ain't paying no attention to that with Floyd. No way on earth. Not at all. That's number one. Number two, here's where you have to give Floyd his respect. He's a pioneer from the standpoint of his willingness to buy himself out of the contract with Top Rank, free himself up, and not be a prisoner to the promoter. So albeit in a different kind of fashion that Jake is doing it to some degree, Floyd's a pioneer in that regard. And the kind of thing that Jake is taking to another level, Floyd initiated. Julia, that is the truth.
I understand he initiated, but do you think it tarnishes his name to now be taking these bullshit
No.
I can't even say it. No, you don't think it does at all?
No. Here's the reason why. He's retired, number one. Number two, he had already proved himself as a world champion, made a whole boatload of money. He got $700 million in 2 fights, for crying out loud. He did all of that stuff. Then he retired, and he's announced that essentially these are exhibitions. He's just having fun with it because he's getting old. He's 45 years old now, and he did what he came to do. That's entirely different than a 25-year-old on the come up, knocking people out.
And just when things couldn't get worse, reports dropped that Floyd's longtime legal team has quietly stepped away. Apparently, some of his top attorneys walked due to non-payment and conflicting priorities. That's code for he stopped writing checks.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Even crazier? His own family is starting to question him. Over the weekend, his daughter Jira Mayweather liked a tweet that read, "Rich dads who flex online but don't pay their bills are wild." Fans immediately noticed, and the post went viral. Some even pointed out that Jira recently unfollowed her dad on Instagram. And his other daughter, Yaya Mayweather, also spoke out. We're not saying the family's turning on him, but let's just say the silence from his closest circle speaks volumes about the type of guy Floyd really is.
When Floyd left Bob Arum, it's good for them to do it and become their own boss. And then if another guy does it, it's not good for the sport. He's disloyal. And what's wrong with Tank saying he want to be his own boss? And honestly, I've been there. The relationship between them two is very toxic. It's a toxic relationship. It's up and down and up and down. And I'm not going to elaborate to everything that I know, but it's a very toxic relationship. And that's why when I tweet stuff, I don't tweet often, but when I tweet, I may fire off 50 tweets in the day. And that's why when I tweeted certain things about the relationship, Tank retweeted it because he knows. Like, I'm not just going to say what it is. It's a very toxic relationship. It's back and forth. And I think it will serve him best to go and be his own boss.
Floyd Mayweather, the man who made money his identity, who redefined how boxers get paid, who lived louder and flashier than anyone in combat sports history, is now being humbled in real time. No more Bentleys on runways. No more $18 million watches on Instagram. No more bags of cash in Vegas casinos.
Floyd, man, you got everything. You got the skyscrapers, you got the cars, you got the houses. How much is that watch, man? I gotta ask, man.
Oh, that's 18 million.
18 million? That motherfucker do look like a chandelier, though. And how much was the goddamn necklace?
He said just 5 million.
Now it's about unpaid debts, frozen assets, and damage control. And here's the hard truth. No exhibition match can save this. No viral flex will fix it. Because Floyd didn't just lose money, he lost trust. From fans, from fighters, from family. The empire he built off bravado is cracking, and no amount of defensive rants can put it back together.
It's crazy that everybody keep asking me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game, I said, okay. I said, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million.
Some may make 10 or 20 million, but I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed 35 million when I'm doing exhibitions and getting 100 million?
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.